Welcome back to another spooky travel episode of Gothic Homemaking. I'm Aurelio Voltaire, and this beautiful lady sitting next to me is my fiance, Mayumi Toyoda.
Hello.
Last year, while I was on my King of Villains tour, Mayumi and I went to the UK to do some shows there. And we took a little side trip to a magical land called Edinburgh, Scotland.
It was amazing.
We saw some incredible things there that really impressed us.
Oh, the hotel.
I think it was probably the most beautiful hotel either of us have ever seen with our own eyes.
Yeah.
Every room could have been an episode of Gothic Homemaking.
And the cemetery.
Oh, one of the most beautiful cemeteries we've ever seen, where the tombstones were covered in moss. Just gorgeous.
And the beautiful trees.
They had incredibly unique trees in that cemetery.
Yes. And don't forget the monster restaurant.
The monster restaurant. We went to a monstrous restaurant where we had a truly electrifying experience. And we would love to take you with us for our little day trip. Would you like to see a little tour of Edinburgh, Scotland?
Yes. Take a look.
Take a look. First thing you notice about Edinburgh is Edinburgh Castle. Situated on Castle Rock, it's viewable from just about everywhere. To reach the castle, it's a steep walk or a car ride up to Royal Mile. Before we get too far, if you're staying overnight like we did, the very best hotel in which to stay here, or maybe anywhere, is the Witchery. As I mentioned earlier, every single room at the Witchery could be its own episode of Gothic Homemaking. The rooms are luxuriously appointed with lots of ornate cushions, incredible architectural details, regal furniture like this bed where you can dream you're a monarch, and lots of antiques and other intriguing artifacts that adorn every lush suite. When you're ready to lounge, you can do it in a porcelain tub like this one, where you can soak in these surroundings and let the gorgeousness of it all really sink in. Once settled, it's time to visit the castle, which is directly next door. Walk about the grounds, taking in the history, both ancient and otherwise. Relive an historic battle. Fire! Admire Scotland's most famous cannon, that is if you have the guts. Venture inside to experience the beauty of this medieval structure. Imagine warming yourself by this fire as one would. Visit the armory and spend your day with a knight, or two, or three. During our visit, there was an exhibition on prisons of war, where one could see where the prisoners slept and undoubtedly wept. When you're done having fun storming the castle, head back to the Witchery for tea. They do a very nice tea here, sure to warm the soul and please the palate. And it's served in this cozy, warm, and lush dining room, with details sure to delight any dame or devil. And if all of this witchery and devilry leaves you shaken, you can visit St Giles Cathedral just down the road. Enter and you can experience some OG Gothic homemaking. From the vaulted ceiling with its ornate details, through Gothic arches, stained glass windows, and an organ that would make the Phantom of the Opera jealous. Visit the Marquis of Montrose, and if you'd like to meet his ghost, you can try your luck by hopping on this bus. And speaking of ghosts, we saw a cemetery while atop the castle and thought we'd dip down into the town for a closer look. My first impression upon entering St Cuthbert Cemetery was how green the grass was here. I don't know if it's because of the near constant drizzle, but there was a beautiful green moss growing on absolutely everything here. I heard a spade breaking ground, and that's when I noticed the bones. There was exquisite memento mori imagery that featured skulls and crossbones on most of the gravestones and tombs here, and they were just absolutely everywhere. It is extremely rare to see this kind of imagery in graveyards in the States, so it was so refreshing to visit a place where people don't shy away from death-related images in a place that's so death-related. And the combination of this imagery, along with nature's touch, made for an epic collaboration between humans and Mother Earth that resulted in true works of art. But let's talk about the life here as well, like this incredible tree with gnarled branches. And Mayumi adored these branches. If anyone knows what the name of this tree is, please let us know in the comments below. After our visit with the dead, it was time for dinner with the undead at Frankenstein and Beer Keller, the original horror pub. Frankenstein lives in a 19th century church, and as such, you'll find yourself in an impressive Gothic structure with just enough man-made science equipment to elicit the look of a mad scientist's lab. All in all, it's the perfect equation for bringing to life a truly unique creation. The menu is basically comprised of a handful of pizzas, which certainly hit the spot. There's beer, wine, cider, and cocktails, and the latter certainly sounded monstrous in a good way. Mayumi enjoyed a soft drink in the glow of the electrodes, while I sipped a Guinness, and we both found the experience electrifying. You can watch a classic horror film on the big screens here, and it seemed like the man-made man himself was looking up at his bride up on the balcony. And lastly, every once in a while, the creature makes an appearance. He comes out of the lab while lying on a slab. And everyone shivers with anticipation. He sits up, presumably to ensure everyone is getting good service and tipping their servers. And when he's satisfied, he returns to the lab. I really want to believe that Guillermo del Toro ate here nightly while filming his Frankenstein film here in Edinburgh. Our last stop was the Banshee Labyrinth, Edinburgh's most haunted pub, said to be haunted by a 6-year-old girl who disappeared in 1841. Amongst others, I'm assuming, who met their gruesome end in the subterranean vaults of this place. We came because we were told that this is where a lot of the local spooky events take place. And this place really is a labyrinth. It has a cinema, a live venue, billiards, and more. The decor is appropriately spooky. I hit the bar and ordered a frightfully tasty zombie, and then we took to exploring the vaults. Unfortunately, a lot of the spaces were closed as we were there very early, but we did get to look around the place. And wished karaoke was earlier. But then we found a pool table, and Mayumi and I got to play a friendly game of pool. And by the time we finished, karaoke had opened. Unfortunately, I can't play you the audio because the misfits will come and beat me up, but I'm sure you can find some other way to hear us sing, right here on good old YouTube. Is this thing on? We had a really good time at that club, but sadly our train for Glasgow was leaving that evening, so we couldn't really stick around for any late night activities.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have caught a proper goth night in Edinburgh.
Yeah, me too.
Did you have a favorite part of our little trip to Edinburgh?
Of course. I love the tea time and the dinner at the Witchery.
Oh, we did have tea at the Witchery.
Yes.
Yes, and
The cemetery.
the cemetery was gorgeous.
The tombstones.
The tombstones.
And the weird trees.
And the weird trees.
Yes.
My only regret about Edinburgh was that we were there for such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And I am certain that there's many, many more things to see there. So if you know of any great spooky places to visit in Edinburgh, please tell us in the comments below. And you and I need to make a return trip.
Absolutely.
We'll see you back in Edinburgh as soon as we can. I do have a UK tour coming up in November, so maybe we'll see you in Glasgow. At least it's the only date in Scotland, but maybe we'll see you in Glasgow and other parts of the UK in November of 2024. See you there, and see you next time on Gothic Homemaking.